Hello, everybody, and welcome to CRL Saturday. That's right, Juicy. It's June. We're here at the Dragon League Gold Edition to give away our very first golden ticket of 2025.
So hyped. I mean, this is our first monthly finals. We're going to figure out today and tomorrow the first person to make it to the World Finals for the Clash Royale League. And I'm so excited to see so many old returning faces in the professional community here, Andrew.
CRL here in 2025. You know, Juicy, in the comments, we always see a handful of questions. You know, I could beat these guys. How do I join this competition? Shut up and show the game. Well, we're only going to answer one of those questions today, which is, how do I get here? If I'm a person that plays Clash Royale on my phone, how do I get to be on the biggest stage in the world fighting for
the 1,000 players making it from Path of Legends, stage 1. So, you know, switch to Path of Legends game mode, get to Ultimate Champion. If you make it a top 1,000 in the world, that's stage 1. Next stage is the event qualifiers through different group stages. What stage 3 is: event finals, monthly finals, Dragon League Golden Edition. Andrew, talk to us about the format for today
here. But then you're also seeing players that you would have maybe expected to be here, I don't know, 5 years ago?
Yeah, it's really cool, especially to see OP Sam coming back into the mix. I also love to see Vitor75 here. He's been to so many different world finals, but he wasn't able to make it last year, or and I'm not sure about the year before. And is the deck pool going to be strong in these duels formatting? Something we haven't yet talked about today for any of the new viewers for CRL. All of the matches today are played in duels formatting, meaning that no card can be repeated a single time in the best of 3 or best of 5. We will be doing best of 5s for the upper and lower finals, as well as the grand finals as well.
So here you go, Seed 8 versus
deck from Baton here with the Evo Snowball. And Sam just going to the tried and true mortar here that you know and love.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I was going to say, it looks like a mortar deck here from Sam. Really nice snowball there. Hits the tower, hits the spears from the gang in the back. Sam giving a lot of value on that snowball and ends up taking a lot of
time to counter push. Let's see if Sam can clutch this defense. But the Evo Snowball wiping all the gang off the map temporarily, allowing all these goblins to get massive damage.
Wow. Yeah, and that's just something you got to be more out. The Evo Snowball to pick up the Skeleton King, to get the Fire Spirit to jump on the Princess Tower. Why not? Just how he drew it up.
Yeah, fantastic. And one more drill snowball will finish it out. But Ton with a bit of an upset, maybe.
Game feels relatively balanced, in my opinion, of where it's at.
Yeah.
And that Golden Knight juice, I was going to say, way too close with the guards.
Yeah. He does try to get the king activation, but the tornado from Baton allows the lineup on tower and prevents the Fisherman pull altogether. That's so much damage. Tower down to 760.
And the last shot. The great players play. The worst thing that can happen when you're playing Graveyard is you get your King Tower activated. So what is one of the best things you do is you either Lightning or you NATO or you do whatever you need to do to get that unit away that is going to activate King Tower. And Sam is beside himself with the XE lineup there. My goodness, everything went wrong for the German in that. Shout out to Serge. Big love for that guy. Glad to see him back in the competitive scene. And then, you know, I tried to not say a lot about Mohamed Light because we'll probably be talking about him for the next 6 months, or after doing it in 2022. The undisputed greatest player to ever touch a phone.
Roll giant push right now.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big push here. We got the Monk up front, the Wizard behind. We're going to go recruits right at the bridge, and it looks like he does get the RG down. Monk ability just in time. There's the curse. There's the cage. Mo still defending on that left-hand side. 1606, 1678. Wow. RG shot is in. Nothing there to get on top of the RG. Zappy goes down. Mohamed Light screams into the lead, and you can see Rooney knows he was just got.
And another Wizard in cycle yet again. Evo this time. Arrow's going to be blocked by the shield. Iron Machine is trying to take it out. Goblin Demolisher is trying to make it to the tower. But the Gob Curse makes sure that the Wizard is able to one-shot absolutely everything on the right-hand side. And Mohamed Light taking game number 1 versus David Rooney.
As
if Sub's able to just protect his Evo Witch, I think he's going to have a really strong chance.
Totally. I mean, no big spell to deal with it, and then you also got to think about the frustration of having the Cannoneer to deal with all those skellies. So Fireball out, and we see Katashian go heavy, heavy, heavy here with the Skeleton Dragons at the bridge. But Juicy, just as you called it out, that Evo Witch untouchable. How are you going to deal with her? Kita's going to have to figure that out over the next 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, no arrows in cycle either. This Cannoneer struggling to deal with the skeletons. Fireballs dropping top of the Goblin Demolisher. And that's going to turn it into wall breaker form immediately, not getting much value. Roll Giant only gets 1 hit, but Sub has yet another Witch on the board through, but it's just going to be so much more difficult for him to make anything happen. Wait, missed Fireball.
That could help, could open the door just a little bit. We'll see. As you see the pile up of fireballable units at the bridge. And Miner to the opposite lane.
Wait a second. Evo Bats don't die to E-Spirit.
Yeah.
Really nice Skelly Kite into the Witch, though. Well played.
Wow. Beautifully played there by Sub. A little bit of a recovery. Wasn't, you know, wasn't all said and done or by any means just by missing the Fireball, but a great job recovering there.
My goodness. Miner's getting more chip damage. Wallbreaker.
Every swarm unit off the board. Beautiful stuff there. Dark Prince connects on the left-hand side. Still trying to defend the right. Miner goes in. Nothing to be done here. And a nice, clean victory for Sub. Such a cheap card. Honestly, an underutilized card that's starting to show up a little bit more in the meta these days. And that is such a great point because Evo Snowball is so powerful. It is one of the few cards that can stop that first Goblin, bait out that Snowball, and then in turn allow you to get a second card down that will not be as punished. So great stuff there. We'll see if Katashian and Sub are listening in on the broadcast as we see a nice push here coming across the bridge. Golden Knight ability maybe just a hair early. Still trying to keep that cannon card alive. Nice defense from Sub. 2250 the lowest tower, or Sub 2162 in this very close mirror matchup.
Snowball comes through.
Mirror-ish matchup.
Out some of the Spear Goblins. And the Goblins are connecting. This is such a fascinating match. I think that, wow, nice prediction of the Marcher.
Yep.
Okay, so I just want to quickly break down what's happening.
Much damage done. But you can see there, honestly, getting a little bit of drill damage in, trying to get the Golden Knight down to bring out the ability. We see the ability from the Monk going to the opposite lane, so nice play there by Sub as a drill comes in. Bomber played way down low. Royal Ghost on tower! This is huge, Juice.
And the cannon card locks as well! Magic Archer on tower! Wait a second, there it is! Huge swing, only 15 seconds on the clock. Maybe Sub can make the comeback. Here's the Evo Snowball and the poisoned Ice Spirit. Perfectly played Ice Spirit. And he shakes his head.
Sub knows he just got the beautiful breakthrough late game. There's the Magic Archer shot to get through on top of tower.
The other cool thing is there's really nothing else like that in the game. The most like, I guess the most, like, the card that maybe you could say is like it is like Goblins, but I mean, Berserker survives. Wait, this P.E.K.K.A. is scaring me. Okay, wait, the Rage?
Yep. I mean, that's trouble again. You knew the Tombstone was the only option.
Gosh.
And Sub might have just done it right. You're in the back to clean up the counter push, so you know that Kita can't really do anything here. So he goes RG opposite, and that's a pretty good call because the P.E.K.K.A. comes out. So this is looking for a tower trade situation here.
Zappy's on defense. Berserker and Golden Knight on defense to the right for Sub. Executioner does not lock onto the Zappies. Good defense for both players, but Kit is getting some damage back. Sub's looking to counter push.
And a late Golden Knight ability, maybe. No, doesn't. Decides to wait. Now the ability can come in. Get this back. And there it is. I was just going to say, it feels like Sub should have won this game like 3 times. But then you look and you see he's only actually behind by like 400 HP. So great work staying alive. Does Kita. Now the curse comes down defensively. And still, great defense. You can see Sub now getting a little frustrated. Board belongs to Katashian. Sub with 12-10 on his top right tower.
Monk on defense. Wizard splashing absolutely.
Oh, that connection is there.
Does he have... He tries to roll giant to block, but he misclicks, and the Golden Knight wins the game. Sub taking game number 3. Kit with his hand on the top of his head. It's just
still not a lot of damage is coming through. Is so much of the cycle and elixir battle is being won here by Igor, and he is just overwhelming. 1840, big pile up at the bridge. Knight comes down. Mortar not even paid attention to. Miner goes to the back. Spears up high to get on top of the mortar now, but Bats at the bridge for Igor. Overwhelm, and that's gonna do it. The mortar god comes back after years in silence, years in hiding, and he wins his first game back at CRL with the mortar while laying in his bed. We'll get him some art in close.
25 seconds left on the clock. E-Giant coming through once again, but a high anti-lightning Tesla placement. Archers can snipe and a nice tornado. He's got to defend while also getting a lightning or so on the
Baby
tower.
Dragon!
Wait, Baby Dragon is getting distracted. Another one. The Baby Dragon stack. The hero
and
we
it
didn't
breaks
know
through.
we needed. It connects.
Wow.
And Ta
Wow.
comes back. Goblinet's pretty good versus RG here.
Yeah.
But the Monk does a great job deflecting everything.
And that's exactly what Eroy is going to put to the test here. Gets that Monk in deep. See if he can reflect those spears. There's the Ice was down as well, reflecting a little bit of everything. Evo Valkyrie already in cycle
That's
here.
crazy,
And that is
actually.
a great call. I know, dude. I was actually shocked it's already in cycle. But Ta doing a really good job recognizing that he had to have that to save the tower there. But still takes a decent amount of damage. And now it's Ta's turn to do damage. Ooh, the log comes in early. Royal Ghost is behind, so maybe more damage than Clash Royale.
Yeah. Wait, big push here, right? But arrows don't fully take out the Ghost. Monk ability is going to drop soon. But once again, Evo Valkyrie in cycle. Can the Wizard take it out with the help of the Gob Curse? Not in time. Valkyrie's still alive, pulling this Royal Giant all the way over. And we just see a double drop of buildings. Meanwhile, look at the left lane. The Ice Wiz is chipping away. And it's actually wild. It seems like Hazard is doing everything he can to break through for damage, while Ta is just seemingly getting damage without even trying.
Literally, Ice Wizard plus Spear Goblin. Just 1-1 did the damage it needed in that left-hand side. Skeletons come down. Log comes in late. RG cannot connect. And honestly, a matchup that I would lose probably 10 times out of 10. Played so well by Ta. That Evo Valkyrie was always in play. It was always...
Yeah, Minor Graveyard is not on my 2025 bingo card, but who knows? He's got the last card. Wow, okay, nice log from Adriel. It's going to activate King Tower. You can see Tesla up high to try and prevent that bowler from hitting the tower through the night. Mortar is locked onto the Spear Gods, now the tower. But there's the Minor Rocket. There's only 20 seconds left. Maybe Adriel can cycle back to one more rocket, but he has to defend the Evil Mortar as well.
And there's the Knight. Knight goes towards the Mortar instead of away from the Mortar, so now he's going to have to play something else. So now Spears get up high. 803, 498. Adriel, I think, is going to do this.
Yeah. A Miner comes through one last time, but he doesn't have a big spell to pair. The arrows is not enough.
Wow.
Adriel takes game number 1.
This is exactly what we were talking about. And Juice, now we get it all in one go. We get the Boss Bandit, we get the E-Wiz, and we get the Hog Rider all in one play. 3 cards that we have not seen yet today. I think also
Hog Quake. The big thing here is going to be the fact that Adriel just doesn't have the log, and he doesn't have the Fire Spirit that's normally in this deck. It's not the Ram Rider. On the other hand,
and now it feels like nerfed into Oblivion, but not justifiably so. I don't actually think it's as weak as people seem to be acting like it is in terms of playability. Like its usage rate went down so much. Do you think that was an overcorrection, or do you actually think Boss Bandit is really not super viable?
I think Boss Bandit is definitely very viable. It's still strong. I think it's honestly still a newish card that has so much different potential than people realize. So I think the longer time goes on, the more Boss Bandit could be used. And wow. And yeah, there you go. That's just going to be towered down with the Hog Quake. I didn't realize, but that's going to be a 2-0 sweep from Adriel, just making it look super easy in game number.
Mortar, but my second favorite win condition out in the game is just like minor wall breakers, like spam. It's just so fun. I love it, whether it's with like a poison or, you know, whether it's with NATO and Magic Archer. Like, I just really love wall of the most popular version right now, because I think the most popular version has a lot of the same cards you see in Vitor's deck, but it has Mighty Miner instead of Knight.
I think he's in trouble. I think he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Evo Bats on the tower. Miner tanking. Vitor gets some Evo Bats on the board as well, but it's... Oh, once again to defend. I mean, this is, like you said, this is going to be frustrating for Vitor. He's making the dual lane pressure, but there it is. Mo with the defensive Evo wall breakers onto the Bats, and you see Vitor shake his head. He knows that this game is probably over. He's not going to give up to the very final moment, though, which is part of the reason why I love watching him play.
Yeah, Absolutely. There's something commendable about it, even though you know it's all said and done, and he even sends in the miner defensively to try to catch. That's going to do it, and it was so great that you called out those Evo bats and the Evo wall breakers, because we saw exactly the two versions of what happens when you do and you don't have the Evo wall breakers in cycle to deal with the Evo.
Have a lava bridge. There it is. Lava Hound at the bridge, going to apply some pressure. Hog Rider to distract the Inferno Drag. To cycle to the Firecracker. And a Snowball offense to get 2 Hog Rider hits, but arrows. Our Evo Inferno Drag on the board now. And he does have the arrows plus the... the Hog makes it, though, with the Snowball. Okay, if Vitor defends this, he wins the game. Let's see if he's able to make it happen.
Oh, what a tough defense this is going to be. There's the guards. Evo Valk is in. Evo Inferno making work happen. He's got to get something else on the board. Oh, the snowball just in time. Perfectly played.
Oh my gosh. Muhammad Light shaking his head. Play 1 card, though. No, he doesn't play it. So the Golden Knight will actually come back and cycle over the Ice Spirit. Not truly activating the 3-card cycle unless you play a card after the card that you already played while the champ's on the board. I don't know if that made any sense, but hopefully someone back home got it.
Yeah, interesting to see how Vitor makes the Monk matter in this matchup. I mean, the biggest thing... Wow, look at that prediction on top of the archers. Still stays alive, but really nicely played there by Mo. And this would be a huge Gold Knight ability.
Oh my goodness, you're so right. I thought... I mean, just great players, great plays all around. Maybe, just maybe, if you can get that locked on the tower for 1 second, you can make something happen.
Here comes the Ram Rider. You know that another hut is coming down. There it is. The Monk deflection on all of them, plus the Fireball. Now the Ram Rider, wow. I mean, Evo Ice Spirit, Goblins to catch, double stun, beautifully played.
Evo Inferno one-shots the Ice Whiz. Another Ram Rider in cycle. Mo's a little bit
low. It's going to take out the building. That's huge.
The Ram Rider connects. Golden Knight down, but the Evo Archers are sniping. Oh my gosh, Andrew, I cannot believe this.
Wow. Oh the Inferno. I mean, that's what we were talking about. The Evo Inferno. It becomes such a problem to hit Mo with his hands over his face. He recognizes this game was just stolen from him by the newest Evo in the game. He's
going for the counter push, though. He's trying to make something happen. He's switching lanes with the Evo Drill, the Golden Knight. But a nice bar barrel up high from Vitor, preventing the Golden Knight from dashing. Fireball comes through, but he still has to defend.
The dash! The dash!
Wait, the dash!
Now we got Monk back in, tanking for that. Not enough elixir for the hut. There's the hut coming down last second. Fireball on top of the hut. Ram Rider still pretty healthy. Fireball defensively from Mo, 437. Vitor should be able to steal this best of 2.
The Ice Spear drops for the Goblins. The Ram Rider is still healthy. Not another Goblin in cycle. And he doesn't have log. He has to drop Goblins.
There it is!
But the Ram Rider connects. And Vitor with the upset 2-1 in the best of 3 versus Muhammad Lights.
Wow. Vitor taking the best of 3. And you can see Mo not happy in the group stage. What are your thoughts here? Oh, wow. And also going... is that a bunk bed next to his bed? What am I looking at?
This is what you call the Clash corner, okay? This is a specifically designed, comfortable, yet tactically advantageous corner of your room where you play only Clash Royale. So when you're in the corner, you know that it
all of a sudden becomes much less effective against Teslas being played defensively. So there you go, a little bit of a change. Now we see Snowball plus Poison instantly on the tower just to get damage in. Guards go down 17-64, 21-12 as Sub gets back on offense. And just eats the Fire Spirit.
Ooh. And the Evo Snowball takes the Ice Whiz and the Valkyrie off the board, allowing for a lot of Goblins.
Wow.
For the Goblins, that's not good. And Sub's going to keep applying pressure, knowing that was maybe a slight mistake.
Yeah, and then he has to go Goblin Hut for just the Fire Spirit, which is a massive negative trade, or at least being out of position. And as you said, Sub, pedal to the metal at the bridge, now 9
damage. There's only 20 seconds left.
Yeah. He's just like 1 cycle ahead of Ian right now, and there's the Tesla. It does get the Fire Spirit. It does. It get the Fire Spirit just enough. It got it just enough so the guards are not in the way. And a beautiful connection there from Ian that brings him back to life as you see him.
Sure. Just ensure to be ready versus any Lava Hound.
Jamal in the chat saying, I need a comfortable Clash corner. Yes, you do, Jamal. Yes, you do.
We all do. We really all do.
And hog damage in. And
Down. It's like I don't know. It's like a battle cry where it's like, I'm going to destroy your entire tower.
And that might be happening here as it is all charged up. Lightning does come in. Nice distraction there from Ian. Inferno does get on top of the Tesla, but not after.
Lane here. Ian's back to another hog already. Valkyrie on defense. Firecracker at the bridge to try to connect. Hog is on tower. Earthquake isn't enough right now. He needs to get a Lava Hound down because another Earth
Juice. The cycle is real.
Yep. Yeah,
And Sub throws up the white flag.
Wow. GG's. GG's. Ian going to be taking a 2-0 sweep versus Sub, proving both of us wrong as we pick Sub as a little bit of a more
worrying factor because of the monk.
Yeah, I would say worrying more than anything. He's going to be able to play the monk pretty well. He's always going to be ready. If he's able to defend with the monk, the reaction time can be good enough to stop the drill. On the other hand, I mean, looking for Lucas defending here versus the double RGs is already seemingly very difficult. Tesla is going to stop the Evo RG, and a log comes through to help on the left, but
yeah, I mean, honestly, Lucas ended up doing a better job than I thought he might initially when we saw those two RGs come down and only like 4.5 elixir in the tank. Misses the rocket there with the ability from the monk and basically predict exactly when it's going to come out or else it's going to connect, and that was just a step late for Ta.
Yeah, especially when it's close to the bridge. The rocket is much quicker than meets the eye.
Yes.
Great play by Lucas there. I mean, a lot of the time you have to make that play, but still the defense is tough. The RGs are connecting on both lanes, but more importantly on this left side, every damage on the Evil Hunters in cycle, and he's got a log as well. Wait, he played the log too early. Goblins might connect another drill here.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay.
Just I mean, I was going to say a small.
He knows he needs to connect.
Goes drill first. Now the fisherman is pulled into range. So now when the second building comes down, the fish will be less effective as there's units right up on top of it. And somehow, wait! Oh, he goes to the outside. I love it. Oh, I love it.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Ta with the prediction monk in the back to predict the rocket that had to come through for Lucas to win the game. But Lucas with the prediction of where the monk was going to be placed, plays the rocket on the other side of the tower, and he wins the game. Unbelievable finish.
Cannoneers, so, you know, that's something that Lucas can at least be happy about, but we'll see about how he faces off against this pretty unsuccessful mortar deck today. Wow, cannon cart already on tower. And this is just a rough start for Lucas, who is already going to take a shot from the Skeleton King as well. So 1707 on
helping on offense a lot more than ever would have expected. But there comes the Evo Barrel. Cannon cart plus Skeleton King on one side and letting the Cannoneer deal with the left. That's why the Cannoneer really struggles versus this sort of thing.
Yeah, so much damage done already. 1674. 1674 to 1707. Not a lot of damage done for the last little bit here. Mother Witch connects on the right-hand side. And that mortar is going to get a shot, and it does.
Mortar gets
5. Evo Mortar will just get on top of that bomb tower.
Wait, Lucas is making quite the play here. Evo Barrel and Cycle with Princess on the board, applying pressure.
Oh, the damage on the left!
The goblins on the left-hand lane are absolutely swarming. Towers down to 150 HP. But
Cannoneer, you just got to play it in the right spot.
Right, mortar at the bridge, and another barrel in cycle. Arrows might be in cycle this time, but the princess is locked. Played. It's over. It's over.
Yep. I mean, that was perfect from Lucas. There was just not enough responses in the deck to deal with all of those things at once. The barrel plus the princess played perfectly after baiting out.
To see players like, I mean, a Igor that's been doing it for so long, yet it's still succeeding at the highest level. Just great stuff. I just love to see it.
Oh, man, and you can see how much he wanted to get that King Tower activation from the bomber there, and it looked like it wasn't going to happen, and looked like he might be able to finagle it, but then misses it just by a tile there, takes some damage on tower, uses uses the skellies to try to get the spears to try to get the king tower, but does not get it there from the bomber. Would have liked that, but still getting decent damage in here. And just staying heavy pressure. Nice predictive log there, and it does get one connection. He's just going pedal
in the inside tile, trying to keep everything distracted, so the bats continue to get even more value. Even wall breakers in cycle, and they do connect along with the poison. Meanwhile, he has yet to take almost any damage on any of his princess towers.
Yeah, I mean, playing at the highest level and just being a force. And you can see right there, you go, okay, great.
Wow.
Game's over. Finally, I'm bored.
Golden Knight, Skelly King, Goblin Stein, then Little Prince last, probably.
Oh, our poor little prince. So strong for a while there. And Igor doing a great job. Just tons of pressure. Good value from the AQ. Using that 3-card cycle. Gets another mortar down. Goes for the prediction on the Skellies, but misses it. And activates King, which... not really the end of the world because all of his damage is going to come from spells of pressure. Good value from the AQ. Using that 3-card cycle. Gets another mortar down. Goes for the prediction on the Skellies, but misses it. And activates King, which not really the end of the world because all of his damage is going to come from spells.
Baton doesn't even have a big spell, so as long as he stops the Golden Knight from connecting, the Drill from connecting, and the Demolish from connecting, I know it sounds crazy, but he's able to do all of those very easily.
One of these things to happen, and he makes every single one of them happen. And that's one of those games when you lose. I mean, obviously for Baton, I'm sure it's frustrating, but it's one of those games that you lose and you're just like, you know what? I got outplayed. You can see, and actually Katashian actually kind of messed it up there as I was talking about it, is that he has 3 ways to defend the Drill, Juicy, which would actually make him pretty impervious to the snowball, but he keeps messing it up.
Yeah, Mo just kept applying so much pressure, forcing out mistakes, using the Little Prince 3-card cycle, and I'm sure we'll see another Goblin Drill very soon. Kid actually realized that as well, played the Valkyrie preparing, but Mo going to be doing another Drill now, away from the Goblin, away from the Valk, with the Evo Snowball and cycle. Katashian trying to get damage too, but Mo's just got this defense way more locked down.
Man, and the log value that Mo keeps getting because of the spears and the guards and everything, even the Ice Wizard, he's just able to throw in a log and just clean everything up.
And another login cycle for the Drill Evo, and that is the...
It's crazy. I've heard you say it on broadcast. I've heard you say it on stream. It's just when Mo abuses that 3-card cycle, he does it like no one else.
I know. Just so many drills, so many logs, so many snowballs. He uses the 3-card cycle, or he.
And then you've wasted, you know, swarm units, and you've just thrown elixir away, and yeah, it's very punishing. So Suspicious Bush going in the left lane, also a card that is sneaky strong, right? If you ignore a Suspicious Bush, you got to be willing to take a few hundred damage, and I actually think that's a great design for it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's a strong card, fairly balanced. For example, it just is always annoying to deal with, forcing Mo to find different ways to try and take it off the board here and there.
Yeah, and you can see Kita there, you know, because Mo has sent the Miner to the Princess a handful of times, then overprotects the Princess, and then Miner gets on top of tower. So Mo Light doing a good job playing mind games, but is still
lead by about 100 HP. Will the Goblin Barrel be able to make something happen? Spear Gobs and a Tornado prevents, and Muhammad Light wins the match by just 94 HP.
A beautiful 2-0 there from Mo Light. And man, for some reason I felt like we were back in game 1 just because this was such a great chess match, but that is going to eliminate Kita. Muhammad Light with that smile on his face that did disappear after we saw him lose to Vitor, feeling good.
Slowing down Royal Giant and becoming unkillable without the right cards and cycle. Big Graveyard push inbound. E-Spirit going to do a solid job of cleaning up a lot of the skeletons as well as the log. Not too bad, but still good damage for sub already.
It's just a couple RG shots can even things out. 80 seconds remain here, and I mean, he's going to have to play that win condition eventually.
I know. He's just down so much here. Wow, the skeletons are going to even increase the damage lead more. Sub just always...
And the biggest problem, too, Juicy, is like, RG needs the Evo. You need to be using that Evo, right? Like we saw Mo do that earlier. It's like you got to get it out. So, yeah, I mean, I guess he's expecting to be able to get a second one down here, but when there's so little time left, there's no mystery for your opponent. Your opponent goes, okay, in the next 30 seconds, you're playing that RG. So, boom, here it is.
Evo RG on the board, but the Evo Cage is in cycle. It's going to yoink the Royal Giant before it can even attack a single time. And look at that. The RG just banished to the Shadow Realm, as we say.
Yeah, Cage still on the board. RG eaten. And a very nice win there for Sub. And that's exactly what we were kind of expecting for Sub to do in this matchup.
He's made a mistake that's going to cost him a bunch of damage. It's just a little bit of a, maybe a, I don't know, a ruined opportunity. But, wow, a lot of Skellies, a lot of Goblins. Like, Rage does drop down. And he has the Mother Witch, though, as well for Graveyard.
Wow.
Wow.
The Mother Witch for GY. You see Rooney put his hand on his head going, what on earth is this deck?
Now,
and the Mother Witch.
Yeah.
We see that Skeleton King try to get in front of the RG. RG sneaks in front. Now the Evo Archers come out, but Fireball there to meet him as an Evo Witch works down the left-hand lane, but is met by a Mother Witch.
Wow. Great protection of the Evo Archer there.
Yeah.
And there's the Evo Royal Giant. Evo Royal Giant with an Evo Archer. Just an absolute cannon behind the RG is just helping clear up absolutely everything. And the poison is misclicked as well. The Evo Archer continues to stay alive. It does go down now, but it's already too late. This RG has done its worst on the tower, bringing it down to 1163.
Yeah, I mean, these matchups are just these. Wall, can anything stick? Will anything stick? 2 Mother Witches down, 1 set of Archers, and everything that you need to destroy a Graveyard player's soul is in the hand of Sub. Beautifully played there.
Wow. I mean,
whoa!
The poison and a
Takes
couple
the lead.
skeletons do take the lead. Another Graveyard for both players. 10 seconds on the clock. Skeletons on defense, Baby Dragon, a Goblin Curse on offense, plus an arrows, but the poison drops.
Wow.
Last second comeback in the Graveyard mirror matchup. And then, of course, the sip of the water right after. That is pure.
Doing exactly what he needed to do here, Juicy, and now it feels like it could be all said and done with his second set of recruits coming down.
So many recruits, this time Evo'd, Royal Giant and Skeleton Drags.
Wow.
The recruits are swarming every which way on both sides of the map, and the RG does break through the Inferno. Multiple Skeleton Drags making the tower. I don't know which tower is going to go down first. It's the left side. Sam taking game number 2, forcing the boss minute here.
It looks like Sam's kind of trying to figure out that equation as well, Juice, as he's yet to play his last card. And it's not the Boss Man. It's actually the Golden Knight, which I think is not at all what Ta was expecting, because that's why you play the Monk right there front and center, is because you're expecting it to catch the Boss Bandit. And instead, it's the Golden Knight. Golden Knight connection has to play the Tombstone ad.
Whoever is going to be like in the damage lead is simply just going to win.
Yeah, and this is another interesting spot because you need, I was just going to say, you cannot just have the spears and the Dark Goblin to defend. You need to have something else that can survive arrows, and you've got to have the Ice Spirit plus the log. So really tough spot there for Sam.
Oh my gosh. It's such a crab on the board. He's going to make another play with the Golden Knight, maybe? I would have liked to see on the place on the right side, but another Evo Wizard the bridge, even if the Golden Knight came down, ready to block and take out everything with the explosion of that shield. And Tog takes game number 2 to advance to day 2 of our Dragon League Golden Edition.
Dude, I absolutely love a couple things. First of all, we see Ta's win condition coming out as the last card that he plays. I always love when players do that because it just means, you know, they've recognized the match. As we take a look here at the bracket, we're also very excited about all the other players here that are still in the mix. World champions, world finalists, and some new faces that showed up today that were sent home. But Juicy, an incredible run so far here at the Dragon League. Talk to me about our day. Talk to me about what we got going on tomorrow, brother.
Going from the top, we're looking at the up. Esports continue to thrive, and I cannot wait to see who wins that golden ticket tomorrow.
That's right. Day 1 in the books of the Dragon League Gold Edition. Almost $50,000 to give away tomorrow. A golden ticket, and of course, those leaderboard points for everyone at QLASH, and of course, everyone on the CR team. I'm Andrew Guy. That's Jackson Juicy J Wall, and we will see you right here tomorrow for more Clash Royale League action.